Or maybe so it's more than that. I can't take it and leave it no more. It's more so about it's a takeover. And I earned it. It's not something that's given. You got to earn it. And I went out there 4 months ago, and I did it right here against all odds in Vegas.
Let me get to some of the specifics. I mean, Top Rank argues that you renegotiated, or your people renegotiated your minimum going into the Loma fight. They've been faced with a pandemic like everyone else. It's not the biggest fight in the world. Why not take the minimum, which as I understand it is 1.25 million? Why not?
Because you got the best fighter in the world on that display. It's all pay dues.
I haven't liked the way Teofimo been sounding lately. He been sounding real suspect lately. And right now, if you don't know the story, tomorrow, February the 25th, I don't have the exact time, but if we can, we're going to try to see if we can get in on that. We probably won't be able to stream it. We probably won't be able to get in on it. But nonetheless, there is a purse bid tomorrow for WBC franchise, WBA Super, WBO, and IBF, and Ring Magazine 135-pound champion Teofimo Lopez to take on his mandatory George Kambosos. Meaning that if they don't strike a deal 15 minutes before the purse bid, whenever it's scheduled tomorrow, February the 25th, that other promoters can bid on the fight. Anyone. Whether it's PBC Al Heyman, who is Fox and Showtime. It can be aired there if they win. Eddie Hearn, The Zone. It can end up on Sky Sports, on The Zone. That's my bet, is going to end up on The Zone. And the issue is Teofimo didn't take the minimum of 1.25 million that was offered to him by Top Rank to take on Kambosos. Kambosos is not known name at all in the casual boxing world. He's a mandatory by beating Lee Selby. This is no disrespect to George Kambosos, but as the saying goes, George Kambosos doesn't move the needle. So this is the guy who beat Lomachenko, Teofimo Lopez. Like, oh yeah, the Teo Lopez dude. Who's he fighting? Oh, George Kambosos. Who the fuck is that? Some Australian dude that's mandatory. What the fuck? People don't know who he is. Now, when you look at all of the talk that has been happening since he defeated Lomachenko, when was that? When did he? That was in October. What's that? Now near going on 5 months ago? When we think about everything that's been going on, all the talk, he's not fighting Devin Haney, he's not fighting Ryan Garcia, he's not fighting Tank Davis. He's not fighting the guys at 140. He's fighting his mandatory George Kambosos. And by the way, the rankings on the website, FightView360.com, down below in the description box, is updated monthly according to the WBC and WBO, IBF, and WBA. We also have the Ring Magazine that's being added currently. Shout out to my colleague Mikey. So it's updated monthly. It's consistent. And when the champions change, we change them. We're going to color code everything, let you know who the mandatories are. I got to color code him. But yeah, that's what we're doing. So when you look at the top guys in the division, you think to yourself, all right, Teofimo, yeah, you good. Yeah, you proved people wrong because you didn't look good against Nakatani. But then it's like the shit that he's talking is like he's like a superstar. Yes, it had great ratings too. But smart business? Okay, all right, money. I'm thinking to myself, here's just some crude math. How a purse bid works is Teofimo will get 65% of whatever's bidded, and Kambosos 35%. So let's say Teofimo, he's on the record, according to Dan Rayfield's sources, according to Dan Rayfield's website, Fight Freaks. In fact, I'm going to pull it up for you so you can see it for yourself. Dan Rayfield is reporting that Teofimo wants $5.5 million. He wanted that from Top Rank to face George Kambosos. How was he going to get that? It must be noted that Jose Ramirez made $3 million going over to the Zone to take on Maurice Hooker. Okay, let me pull this up real quick from Dan Rayfield's. I call him Heel Rayfield. So here, let me pull this real quick for you. Race Queen with Cam. Be careful. I mean, I'm just still learning how to work all this stuff, so just be careful. I'm telling myself to be careful. So the IBF is registered promoters about the it's notified its registered promoters about the rescheduling of the Monday via email. Who are the registered promoters? That's a good question. The reason the purse bid is needed is not due to the inability of Lopez promoter Top Rank and Kambosos promoter Lou DiBella to make a deal, which is typically why a purse bid is held. In this case, it is because the inability of Top Rank to make a deal with Lopez. They are far apart on the money, with Top Rank offering him a minimum purse of $1.25 million, and Lopez is seeking $5.5 million. Sources told Fight Freaks Unite, that is Heel Raphael's website. Lopez is entitled to 65% of the winning bid and Kambosos 35%. If Top Rank doesn't win the bid, it means Lopez will be leaving Top Rank broadcaster ESPN for the bout, although he will be back for his next bout, win or lose, as he still has about 3 years left on his Top Rank promotional contract. It's a pretty ugly situation when you're looking at things. Let's go back to a little bit more of this interview he did with Mark Kriegel. When was this? Was this during the Comey versus Miranez card?
You know, and that's what we did. We paid our dues. You know, Teofimo, I am your favorite fighter's favorite fighter. So that sets the tone, and I think that everybody needs to realize that. You know, I am the truth. I am the best in the division, and it's just the takeover. I'm here all about the glory. I'm looking at forward, and I'm moving forward. So if you can't meet the terms, then, like I said, we're taking our talent somewhere else.
But Top Rank has invested a lot in you. How do you think this episode ends?
Hopefully, you know, with everything being said and done, hopefully we're back here again. ESPN, you know, hopefully we are able to have fans during those times, you know, but we'll see what happens. You know, February 18th is when we'll see what happens.
All right. Forget promoters, forget sanctioning bodies, mandatories, and forget social media.
Yes.
Who do you want to fight?
Who do I want to fight? Right now I'm staying at 135 for now, just so I could wait and see the winner of Ramirez and Taylor. And I'll be going out there for the glory of becoming undisputed back-to-back at 140 and 135.
You know what, at 135, before you go up there.
Before I go up there.
The fights that everyone
I'm not worried about the guys that's behind me.
Hold up.
I'm taking over.
I understand.
Now listen to this shit he's talking. So basically it's looking like to me that Teofimo, if he beats Lopez, which I'm thinking that he will, he's going to move to 140 and fight the winner of Ramirez versus Taylor. And that that's a good motherfucking move. He can be the first double. He can hold 8, 9. He can hold 10 titles if you include the ring. That's crazy. You know, the winner of that fight, I'm not saying the winner. This is not going to be a situation like Mayweather Madonna 2 or Tank versus Leo, where if the winner of Josh Taylor, Jose Ramirez, makes 135, they'll be in a fight for all 10 titles. You know, that'd be some crazy shit. But that's going a little bit deep down. Look, I just don't see him at 135 fighting a Devin Haney, fighting a Ryan Garcia, fighting a Tank Davis. It'll happen at 140 when those guys move up, because Devin Haney's going to be heading to 140. Ryan Garcia's already flirting with 147, with the Pacquiao stuff. Tank Davis is looking like, will he be fighting at 140 against Mario Barrios? That's some chatter going around, because he's saying his next fight is going to be for a title at not 130 or 135. You would think it would be Mario Barrios, right? Devin Haney is going to fight who? Javier Fortuna or Jorge Linares? Which one? I want the Devin Haney versus Fortuna fight, to be honest. I'm sorry. I think he's done, meaning I think that Linares is done. I don't find him an attraction anymore. Ryan Garcia, we don't know what the hell's going on with him. All these guys just been talking for all this time, and they ain't fighting each other. Like, what the fuck?
Understand that, okay, but everyone's talking about Devin Haney, this and that. Yeah. Ryan Garcia, this and that. Mm-hmm. Would there be a rematch with Lomachenko?
No need. We went out there, we destroyed everybody, and we did what we had to do. You know, my whole thing is that everybody talks about a rematch. However, no respect. Didn't get no rematch clause, so that's on their end.
Okay. What about Ryan Garcia?
What about him? They're famous on the internet. I'm real live hot.
But I remember, listen, man, I remember you saying, oh,
so they got to get their weight up. They got to get their weight up. They're not fighting
Devin
anybody.
Haney?
All of them. Half of their careers Devin Haney's half his career has been in Mexico. Remember, he's been fighting cab drivers.
Tank Davis?
Tank Davis, he's been fighting 122, 126 pounders. Next. What's next?
All right. Tonight, we're going to see a guy hasn't been in the ring since you 14 months ago.
Cringe, ain't it? Here's a little food for thought. Teofimo's old minimum for a title fight defense, sources said, was about 150. If he lost to Lomachenko, he would still get 500. He would get a raise to 500,000. A win would bump it up to 1.25, the amount being offered for a routine title defense against Kambosos. It just seems as though, like, I mean, listen, I don't like talking about fighters' money, man, but this shit seem a little motherfucking, you know? It's like, bro, you biting the hands that feed you, and then you still got to go back to your promoter. Now, I'm not saying try not to get the best, but what does he think? Now, the other promoters, okay, I think that he will get more money. Can you blame me? I think that the Zone, to fill out their schedule, even though they won't have any long-term stake in Lopez, they will in Kambosos. So to get Lopez versus Kambosos on their schedule, to be able to promote that fight and a broadcast that fight, that's a big deal. In regarding to PBC, Al Heyman, Showtime, what long-term effect, what long-term benefit do they have of broadcasting that fight? It'll only be broadcasting. Teofimo still has his contract with Top Rank. Kambosos, if he wins, maybe we don't know what his situation is like with the Bella and PBC anymore. We don't know. But right now, I do feel that the Zone would pay to fill in their schedule that they got the undisputed champion. But it's just like real smoke and mirrors because they have no long-term story they can build to. Because once again, I don't see a Teofimo Lopez fighting a Devin Haney at 135. I don't see him fighting a Ryan Garcia. He already pretty much is telling us he's watching Jose Ramirez and Josh Taylor. And can you blame him for trying to do that? You know, to me, it's like this. I see what he's trying to do. It's just like, it look ugly because it's like, bro, you coming off, it's like, it's a pandemic, bro. Like, where do you think this money coming from? 5.5, where do you think it's coming from? But it is what it is. I'm TstreeT Controversy with FightView360.com. We cover every single major fight live. Please subscribe.
What happens? You know, February 18th is when we'll see what happens.
All right. Forget promoters, forget sanctioning bodies, mandatories, and forget social media.
Yes.
Who do you want to fight?
Who do I want to fight? Right now, I'm staying at 135 for now, just so I could wait and see the winner of Ramirez and Taylor. And I'll be going out there for the glory of becoming undisputed back-to-back at 140 and 135.